The Korean fandom doesn't matter
It don't
anymore.
mean shit,
Yeah,
honestly.
period. It's just like...
Unfortunately. Welcome to this favorite K-pop show, DKU. Static Kim.
David.
Lots and lots of
Hot as tea.
first off.
Enhypen is finally formed, and they started their activities already.
Oh, yay. More Twitter pictures.
And what do Koreans think about them?
Oh, hot ass tea. Second, we have Choa. Choa from AOA is back from retirement. I'm so excited. She used to be my favorite idol.
But not into AOA, right?
No.
Yeah.
That would be the worst decision.
No.
AOA, not AOA, but Choa is back.
And singer-songwriter Jang Jae In reveals surviving a sexual assault in the past, and there's a lot of story to that.
On to the
First news. So singer Jang Jae In revealed her story of surviving sexual assault during her teenage days. And Jang Jae In, who is a singer who got spotlight during the second season of Superstar K, do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the good old days. You know? Superstar K was at its peak.
Audition programs had integrity.
We're thriving, yeah.
Right.
I don't know about integrity,
Okay, well, but we're popular.
Yeah, we're popular.
When people believed it was real.
So Jang Jae In was originally doing band activities in the Hongdae indie scene before that. With her peculiar singing tone and unique skills, she climbed up instantly to the top 3.
Right.
And she also eliminated winners Kang Seung-yoon for a fact. And competed with Jombak and Hogak.
Right.
And after Hogak won Superstar K2, she did various music activities such as collaborating with Kang Seung-yoon, Jombak, Kim Jisoo, Hogak, and more, doing solo album activities as well. And she has been continuing her own musical career ever since. And in the meantime, in 2019, she also exposed ex-winner member Nam Taeyeon.
Right.
She exposed Nam Taeyeon for cheating during her relationship with him.
Right.
Going back to her story, she carefully brought out the topic of sexual assault by saying, "It took me 11 years to reveal this story." She went on saying, "My first seizure was when I was 17. When I was 18, I suffered severe anxiety, seizures, suffocation, insomnia, anorexia due to an event that I don't even want to think about." So she went through a lot in that age.
Yeah.
18, like suffering from all of those kind of things.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't be in a good place. And then she went on saying, "I tried therapy, but it wasn't the easiest thing to find. The right doctor was hard to find as well. And at that time, it was seen as a flaw to visit mental hospitals."
Right. It still is kind of.
Still is kind of, you know, Korea needs to change.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and that made it harder for her. And she went on saying, "My wish when I became 24 to 29 was just to become just a little bit happy, but it was not that simple. I first discarded the word happiness and admitted to my life that it was tied with low self-esteem and took medicine for a year, which made the symptoms get better. Even if I wanted to only have positive thoughts, if your heart is diseased, you keep on crumbling, and that's how I grew up with that disease, and it has now become part of me recently. And when I was young, I could endure by seeing other amazing artists that experienced the same thing as me. Now I'm thinking if I can pass on that same kind of courage I felt when I was young to others now, wouldn't the events I had to go through become meaningful?" Those kind of thoughts were what helped me in those horrible situations, and I wish I could give courage to others. The only thing I'm good at is storytelling, so I will be revealing my stories bit by bit in my album. So you'll have to listen to her album to understand the stories.
I will.
Yeah.
I actually really like Jang Jae In.
Yeah, Jang Jae In is a very unique artist.
Right.
After that, she posted another post saying, "After 1 year from the event, when I became 19, I got a call that they caught the culprit. The person who did that to me was a man of my age. The hardest thing for me then was the story that he was also a victim of bullying and was forced to do that to me.
Okay.
The bullies promised him that they would stop bullying him if he were to do that to me when I happened to be passing on that winter street. I thought, if he was a victim too, then what am I? What did I go through? This thought destroyed my heart. Now as an adult, I have developed a little bit of discernment, but if I look back, I wish there was someone that could have said something to me like, it's not your fault that this happened." More than we can think, there are many victims of sexual assault out there that are living their lives with shame and guilt despite being the victim, just like me. I got strength from looking up to singers that experienced the same thing as I did. I wish I can be that figure to someone out there that has gone through similar such things. After her story, many netizens flocked to support her and give her strength. Jang Jae In was flooded with with warm comments and posted a follow-up post, a lot of posting, saying, I was hesitating to leave anything more, worried that it might get messy, but I'm writing a lot today. Back then, revealing such things became a big flaw, but how do you think it is now? How has the world become? Is it a little better, or is it the same? As the adults said in the past, keep quiet, shush, just go on since it's a shameful thing. Will I regret what I did today? I think not anymore. I've read all your comments. It's been a very tiring day, but I feel like I've made a route for myself. I was never able to be honest to anyone around me. It felt like I was floating without a route, and that made me really hurt. But by revealing this story, I think the wall between me and my friends have been demolished and has somehow grown a root inside me that I never expected to have for my whole life. If you were uncomfortable with my story, I'm sorry, but let's just not be shamed about these kind of events. I thank the world that have more people with good smell. Good night. It's very courageous of her to reveal such, personal pain in the past.
Right.
I actually saw a lot of comments, not only giving her support, but actual comments that said, "Oh, I'm a victim of sexual assault too."
Right.
And after hearing your story, I felt a little bit more better. I feel like I have the courage to go on now. So she's really achieving her goal.
I think that's what's great about people like her stepping up, is that other people can find courage to talk about it too.
Yeah.
Throughout the 2010s, I listened to a lot of her music. Personal story. There was this live bar, I guess, live bar that I used to go to in Hongdae.
Yeah.
And Jang Jae In, she's from Hongdae. She's from that whole scene, NDC.
Yeah, she's the indie scene.
And she used to frequent that bar alone a lot. So I saw her once or twice a month, in that bar. And she was always drinking alone. And she kind of looked, maybe it's a little bit too personal, but she kind of looked really sad, the whole time. That was in the early 2010s, after the Superstar K stuff. I don't know, she kind of looked sad and lonely all the time. It's great that now, I guess, she's maybe a little bit happier now that she's gotten that off her chest.
Why didn't you go up to her and say, I can
I was
be your
with my
friend?
girlfriend, so... Sorry, Jane.
Yeah, big respect to her courage. I just wish the best and success for her future activities. And
go listen to her albums.
Yeah,
guys.
go listen to her album. Check her Instagram and send her support.
She's a true artist, so guys, go listen to her music.
Oh, did you just diss K-pop? She's a true artist?
No.
Are you one of those Koreans idols are not true artists?
No, those two are not mutually exclusive. Speaking of K-pop. And maybe some true artists. Choa is back. Former AOA member Choa is back from retirement, and everyone in Korea is excited. Are you excited?
Honestly, I didn't hear about it, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. On September 19th, Choa uploaded the first video on her newly made channel, personal channel, a cover of Maroon 5's Girls Like You. In the video, she seems just as beautiful in her voice and visuals as we remembered her a few years back. And as an OG fan of AOA since 2014, the 단발머리, the short hair days. I was so happy to see her again. Korean men, they become the most invested in idols when they're in the military.
Yeah.
And AOA was the queen
of our age.
When I was in the military. So she was definitely the most liked idol that I had in my entire life. For those of you who might not know who Choa is, she's the leader of AOA, and it's that AOA that's been going through all this shit recently. Yeah. She was one of Korea's most loved idols during the heyday of AOA, not only for her talent and looks, but for her hardworking nature as well. So what really bought her a lot of fans. She worked as an IPTV network salesperson.
Yeah.
And she was very good at it because of her hardworking nature and personality.
Yeah.
So she was a very good saleswoman.
Not a lot of idols have a salesman background.
Right, exactly.
That's a unique thing.
So I think a lot of Korean people thought, okay, she has that hustle.
Yes.
And Korean people appreciate that hustle.
Yeah.
They really like hustle.
Hogak from Superstars K, he was an air conditioner.
Right, exactly. And people love those stories. They love that hustlers. She used to do that when her initial debut failed, and then she joined FNC and finally debuted as AOA. And Choa really worked hard to make AOA known as well. And I think it was her appearance in My Little Television that really put the group on the map.
You remember a lot of stuff.
I mean, that was the peak of my media consumption.
My Little Television.
She was, I think, the national idol. I might be a little bit biased.
But you're showing a little bit.
No, she was. Who is more popular than Choa in the mid 2010s?
I think Girls' Day maybe.
Hedy and Choa, maybe. Those two are different crowds, though. Hedy, Choa.
I was a little bit more Girls' Day biased.
I was
in the
all
military
Choa
days.
all
It was
day.
either Girls' Day or AOA. You agree?
Right. I agree.
Yeah, it was divided.
But I'm gonna say my pick is Choa. However, despite her being liked by so many people, she quit AOA very abruptly in the summer of 2017, like with no notice. That was like the peak of AOA, and then she just suddenly quit due to depression and insomnia. It was such a sudden departure at the very peak of her career, so everyone was very shocked. And Choa disappeared from the public eye completely. Since then, nothing. Really, literally nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe like one Instagram post per year saying, "Oh, Happy New Year, guys." Until August of this year, she sang on an OST for the K-drama Men Are Men. While she only recorded the vocals and there was no public appearance, rumors arose that she might be preparing for a comeback. A month later, this news of Choa uploading to her Instagram the Maroon 5 cover comes up, and it seems like she's set to make a comeback as an artist.
So is she like actually going to release an album or a song, or is she going to do YouTube?
So nothing's clear. That's the thing. People are just glad that she's back because she hasn't uploaded anything of her singing since 2017.
Right.
With that OST and now this YouTube video, people are thinking like, oh, maybe she's trying to come back. And I really hope she does. I would be like just welcoming her even if she just comes back as a YouTuber. I think I'd be happy with that too.
Okay. I hate to say this. I hate to be this conspiracy guy again.
Oh man, what now?
I'm not trying to frame anything, but the timing of her comeback, she's been silent this whole time, and recently AOA's been through like a lot of stuff, and it's basically AOA is basically gone. Jimin is not gonna come back. She officially
retired.
Yeah, retired. There was a lot of talk because a lot of the ex-AOA members that exited the group came out to support Mina recently.
Right. Choa said nothing.
Yeah.
And Choa's known as the fan favorite. Like she's like a really good personality.
Yeah.
So people were like, oh, like if Choa left, then there must be a reason
right, so
why.
that's where the conspiracy connects. Maybe she kind of felt like, oh, okay, now all of my burdens, all of my like heavy past and all of those kind of stuff is gone into history. So now I feel kind of comfortable coming out to the public, there's no AOA anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So like she can just not look at that and think about like, oh, like I let that happen.
And then she's not gonna meet her members in the music
Yeah.
industry anymore. So like, I don't know. Maybe there might be a reason to that.
Choa, do some live streams, man.
Let's get her on our show.
You're welcome anytime. I will pay you.
You're welcome.
I will pay you to be on our show. Please come walk into this building, please. Bless us with your existence. I love Choa.
So next news. Now the new generation, Enhypen. 7 members have finally formed, and the big rookie group that might potentially lead the next K-pop generation is
Generation
here.
4.5.
Let's just make them Generation 4.
Okay.
Yeah. The 7 members survived Island, and they were Heesung, Jae, Jake, Sunghoon, Sunwoo, Jungwon, and Nikki.
Oh, Jimomi, K.
Yeah, K.
I'm sorry.
We talked a lot about that in our Island final episode review, the after show over here. So go watch that. Good news is Enhypen is looking forward to their debut within this year. That's really fast. Within 3 months, and the 7 members of Enhypen who were selected through the global survival program Island gave their first greetings through VLive. So they're already active.
I mean, they're uploading like 10 pictures a day.
Like they're super active.
Right.
On the 19th, they first gathered more than 1 million viewers and 160 million hearts, showing the global hype on Enhypen. Many Korean articles stated that the global audition program Island was disappointing, underwhelming in the beginning due to its low TV ratings and lack of issue making, but assessed differently this time with its interest from the global audience. The news and the media sector was surprised with the global engagement. The articles mostly highlighted that the last episode trended #1 on various countries on Twitter, and the official fan community Weavers gathered more than 2.8 million fans even before the debut, and it's still growing. The numbers still being updated. Also, many news outlets and critics showed their high expectations on Enhypen, as the brand name CJENM and Big Hit is just enormous, and these two companies making a collaborative company called Belief Lab was expected to bring a lot of synergy effect. Also, they highlighted the different situation compared sharing that Big Hit, originally well known for being the dirt spoon, 흑수저, underdog raising BTS, is now a rich, gigantic company that will be able to support their new groups with a strong foundation of superstar BTS and with the global K-pop platform business CJ So they're on a different position now. Big Hit is no longer the 흑수저 we know. They're no longer the underdogs.
K-pop.
They're bigger than K-pop.
They are the industry.
It's pretty astonishing to see the media shift here because in the old days it was mostly the big three, YG, SM, JYP, and the traditional conventional broadcasting systems like KBS, NBC, SBS. Nobody gives a shit about that anymore. It's all Mnet, CJ,
Like, times have changed.
So in the meantime, Enhypen has officially started their official social media promotions, uploading their profile pics and filming behind the scenes along with their notes from the members. So only after 48 hours of their official social media launch, their account gathered more than 720k, 550k followers each on their official and their member account. Numbers might be different. It might have grown more than this.
Probably.
580k on their Instagram, 350k subs on YouTube, and all of the social media engagements like likes, comments, shares were accumulated to up to 8 million in 24 hours. That's crazy. While the news outlets seem to be surprised of the global interest in this group, what did K-Net think about Enhypen?
I'm very curious.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any.
I think this is the value we can deliver, like a new angle. So on the 19th, Enhypen did rank up to number 6 on Naver, but it was hard to acquire the reactions from the general public due to the entertainment news comments sections being blocked recently, according to like hate comments and stuff in Korea. Like we can't get a really
true reaction.
Yeah, but the fact that it climbed up to number 6, what do you assess from that?
If this was Big Hit's baby and
Yeah.
CJ baby, they can get number 1.
Yeah, it should have been like on number 1 for like 2 consecutive days.
Right, and 0.8% was the final viewership rate, which was not very good for a finale. So this group needs more hype in Korea.
But this is just a normal thing in Korea where the 3rd and 4th gen K-pop groups seem to have like detached from the general
But I
public.
think X1 got like much more attention.
I guess. But like in general, like I think K-pop is becoming more detached
niche,
from the public.
more niche.
Like I don't see like a lot of people these days actually listening to K-pop anymore. Maybe because I'm just old, but like
I think that's probably the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like let's ask middle schoolers, high schoolers if they listen to K-pop. But anyways, I looked through the fan community site Toku and found mixed reactions of all sorts. While some were like, "Who are they? Are they a new group?" At the same time, they showed curiosity, like, "Who is that member? What is the name of that 3rd member?" You know, like they showed interest. They were like, "Oh,
that's a good sign."
Yeah, that's a good sign. Like
that's how you get into groups.
A lot of people don't know them yet, but they're genuinely interested. And many comments had similar consensus, saying such as, "Oh, they look good together. They share the similar energy."
I agree.
Yeah, they all look so similar. They fit the similar drawing style. So this 그림체, have you heard of this word before?
No.
They spotted it multiple times in posts about Enhypen and maybe for like other groups as well.
Maybe it's a K-pop.
I think it's a new K-pop community word, 그림체.
Yeah, like they have a similar
vibe.
Yeah. You know,
so
coming
this
off their visuals.
그림체, like literally translated, it's drawing style.
Yeah.
The other comments said similar stuff. The combination is so perfect. And one said, "I wish they could style the members quickly. They have similar drawing style and they need a differentiation in hairstyle or whatever quickly."
I want Jay to have some like purple hair or some shit.
Yeah, and then people said, "Wow, all of them have amazing noses." Wow, all of them are visuals. Sunwoo is inevitably the most handsome and popular. Jungwon is the cutest baby ever. Sungwoon is so pretty. I think most of the Korean fans are into their visuals. This is not my bias. I've like kind of observed this. The amount of popularity was ranked from Sunwoo, Jungwon, and Sungwoon. Like those 3 were the most popular among Koreans. And some funny posts talked about their group name, of course, and they said, "How do you abbreviate Enhypen?" Like usually Korean fans like to abbreviate group names.
투바투.
Yeah, 투바투, 방탄, you know, stuff like that. Replies said Enha. Pengsu said like Pengha, stuff like that. It's like Penghai, so it's like Enhai, so Enha. Anyways, I thought it was funny. And then there were, of course, reactions like, what does Enhypen mean again?
Like I said in the Island after show, like you can be called 방탄소년단 and be number one in Billboard.
Right.
Like you can be called anything.
About their popularity, the majority agreed that they had a lot of popularity and firepower, considering that they haven't even debuted yet.
Right.
And some like minority votes said, "Oh, we'll have to see." Obviously, there's a lot of noise. It's a fact that they're hyped for the time being, but as you know, at the end, it all depends on what kind of songs and performances they will bring out. That's basically it. Koreans are just like,
On the fence. They're enjoying it, but
yeah, they're just like, oh, it's a new group. Oh, I'm interested in their visuals. Let me just check them out. But I don't know. Like, I haven't heard much about them. We'll have to see about their activities.
I wish they had better performances production-wise in Ireland. We're very basic in terms of production. Right?
Yeah.
There wasn't like a lot of like stage design involved. It was very minimal.
Yes, I agree. Like, I think the big miss on top of that was that they didn't chart #1 on the Korean charts. Like, every time a produced song was released, it was always #1 for weeks.
Right.
And it was iconic. Everyone knew the song. Naya na, Naya na, ping me, ping me, ping me. Everyone knew those songs, but like we didn't have a song that like the public knows. Like, there should have been like this Enhypen Island signature song out there.
Well, they did have the signal song into the Island.
But that was IU.
IU sang it, and it didn't chart that high.
Yeah, it lacked that eye-catching factor for
there
sure.
was no that like legendary stage.
There are highlights on Island. They got a lot of views, but at the end, it's not different from any end countdown stage.
But I'm still excited for Enhypen because like it doesn't matter. Korean popularity, I think it's now taking a backseat. They have what 2.7 million followers in Weverse. They even surpassed T by T. They're the second most followed artist on Weverse, which is pretty funny. I wonder how T by T feels. I don't want to cause any drama, but like T by T was at their the last finale of Island. It must feel a little bit weird.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. The Korean fandom doesn't matter anymore.
Don't mean shit.
Yeah, honestly. Period. It's just like
unfortunately.
But this is a shift in the global K-pop sphere. This is a characteristic of the 4th gen, and it's gonna be like this for a while. Groups debuting with no Korean fandom at all, but hugely successful.
There's a lot of groups.
Yeah,
like
already. Card is always that example.
There's Alexa.
So like, there's always gonna be these groups, and honestly, they're more successful than these groups that nobody knows in Korea. And actually, the biggest example, after all, is BTS. I mean, I'm not saying that BTS had no popularity in Korea, but it was like a reverse mechanism. Like, they got huge, they blew up globally, and now the Korean public knows them. K-pop is gonna be like this way for a long time now. Like, they're gonna succeed, they're gonna blow up in the West and like the global market first, and then people in Korea are gonna know. It's a very ironic situation, very funny, but I'm proud of it. I'm proud of where it's going.
I'm excited for what Enhypen has in store for us. They will be the biggest rookie group of 2020. Regardless of the lack of attention that it's receiving so far. And we'll see what they have, for us. Thank you for watching our after show, guys, and also go check out patreon.com/Dkdktv. We'll talk more about the topics we talked about today.
And you can see our initial reactions to like K being eliminated.
That shit's golden. Okay.
Like 500 patrons, over 500 new patrons joined, but just to see our reaction to that.
It was intense.
Thank you. Shout out to all the new patrons. We're having an amazing community in the Discord chat. Everybody's just going crazy over Enhypen, so make sure you join.
Let's go. And see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.